How's it going, guys? My name is Splattercat, and welcome back to this week's episode of Pixabite's Indie Releases. First up on the list is Joe Danger 1 and 2, which are currently being bundled together on Steam as a package. Hello Games recently decided to release the games on June 24th, and players in this game are tasked with avoiding obstacles and engaging in aerial acrobatics to acquire the highest score possible while rejuvenating a stuntman's dwindling career. The game has access to both multiplayer and single-player modes and boasts the ability to create your own levels in the Steam Workshop, which literally means that there is no end to the available content. The game is simply gorgeous, and this graphical racer is going to be available for $24.99 on the Windows platform, although if you act fast before July 1st, you can get it for $14.99 through Steam. Every now and again, it's a bit of a challenge to describe a game to viewers because the game is actually that unique. Now, this is the case with Sunside Incorporated's title, Crow, which recently enjoyed a June 24th release. While it was initially available for the iOS and the Mac, the game combines open-world freedom with a unique narrative setting that creates a truly unforgettable experience. Those interested can pick up the game for $7.99 through Desura. Fans of billiards and snooker should take notice of Pool Nation, which was recently made available on June 25th by Cherry Pop Games. Compete with your friends or play offline against a plethora of AI opponents in varying difficulties and attempt to get your balls off the table and keep your shots on cue to earn rewards and unlockables and new photorealistic arenas to play the game in. There are additionally multiple game modes and unique time trials to be attempted, which adds a little extra flavor to the game. Those interested can acquire the game for $8.49 through the PlayStation Store. Now, unless you've been hiding underneath an especially provincial and mossy rock, you'll undoubtedly know of Dennaton Games' smash hit action title, Hotline Miami. Now, not content with distributing contusions, cuts, and kills for the Windows, Mac, and Linux platforms alone, this Kubrickian tale of madness and ultraviolence is available for the PS3 and the Vita. Dispense misery on your foes in a top-down, fast-paced slasher sim for $9.99 following its release on June 25th. For those among us who find dining and classy mastication to be enjoyable, Utopian World of Sandwiches game, Chompy Chomp Chomp, is a party game worthy of praise. Available for the Windows platform after its June 25th release, it was initially on the Xbox 360, but now invites PC players to pig out on their compatriots and avoid pesky poisons while plugging through power-ups to post the most palatial point scores before prancing proudly around their place of residence in a rump-shaking dance of victory. And now that I'm just about peed out, you can get the game for the Windows platform at $5.99 through Desura. Amidst the thumping machine guns and chattering beasties of modern gaming, it can be kinda tough to find a relaxing gaming experience. Yeah Boing intends to remedy that with their title, Lucid. Connect adjacent blocks and achieve Zen in a point-driven puzzle setting. The game is available for the 360, but as of the 25th of June has been released for Windows for $4.99 through Desura and Steam. Those among you who enjoy morbid themes and a tongue-in-cheek sense of humor will probably find that burying dear Aunt Maggie with her golden kitty statues just got a little more difficult in Homegrown Games' The Gravedigger, which was made available on the 25th of June. Weave your way through maze-like corridors and pry the lovely bits from the not-so-needy dead because, let's face it, they don't really need it anyways. Avoid the surprisingly unstiff undead as you attempt to pay for Funyuns and the rest of life's necessities with their ill-gotten goodies. Those among you who enjoy shovel-digging fun will find the game for $5.99 on Desura for the Windows platform. Fans of Happy Wheels and out for a challenge should keep Motorbike by Bachno Games at the top of their list. This physics-based arcade title tasks players with surviving a short bike ride from left to right while avoiding mines, chompers, and a painful death in the process. Boasting a plethora of levels and challenges, the game was initially made available for Windows, Mac, Linux, iOS, and Android, but has now made the sizable jump to the PS3 and had its release on June 26th. You can pick it up for $14.99 on the PlayStation Store. While Super Splatters may sound like the unfortunate consequence of a poorly chosen Taco Bell meal, it is in fact the June 26th title released by Spiky Snail. It is available for both Mac and Windows, and much like a third date, occupies itself with fluid exchange, but in a game show setting. Splat, sploosh, slide, and smoosh to perform as many stunts as possible and boost your viewer count, and then post your plays online to brag to your friends. Those interested in sticky fluid fun can grab the game for $9.99 on Steam. Certain games just have their own personal magnetism, and this is exactly the case with Neverending Motion, an arcade physics-based game which was released by Carlo D'Apostoli on June 26th. Guide your spaceship through loads of power-ups and objectable obstacles using carefully placed magnets and attempt a maximum score in the procedurally generated playpen of space. If rocketing through the abyss using magnets seems enjoyable to you, you can pick the game up on Desura for $1.99 and it's available on the Windows platform. Having spent an inordinate amount of time in front of a black and white TV while playing Castlevania games as a child, I have to admit that the prospects of a procedurally generated Metroidvania game tickle my wick in a way that very few games do. Rogue Legacy is one such game, and having been released on June 27th, by Stellar Door Games, has been turning a lot of heads. Manage your mana points, hoard your hit points, and tally your treasure in this platforming roguelike available for Windows through Steam and Desura for $14.99. Additionally, there are plans to release the game for Mac and Linux, so hang in there if you're on those platforms. High fantasy RPG fans finally have a turn to rejoice, as recently the selection of contending titles has been less than competitive. However, Legends of Dawn by DreamMatrix hopes to fill that empty hobbit hole in your gamer soul. Take control of your hero and develop him or her in the way that you choose to become the ultimate hero of Nar, and wander freely through a massive world at your own pace. Those feeling the touch of wanderlust can grab the game for $19.99 through Steam following the game's release on June 27th. And if you act fast enough, you can snag it for $14.99 so long as you purchase before July 4th. Being the Thunder God, if nothing else, you wouldn't think that it would be entirely relaxing, but just as I utter that, in comes Storm, a platforming sim by Echo Software, which calmly coaxes the player to guide a lowly seed to fertile earth using all of the atmospheric powers that you can muster. Strong Arm or finesse the little guy into position through 49 levels of relaxing bliss. Now, while the game was initially available for the Xbox 360 and the PS3, it has now been made available to PC gamers through Steam for $9.99, so be sure to check it out. It's been quite some time since I heaved a Buster Sword or otherwise beseeched Rama to rain stingy lightning death down upon my foes, but Chronicles of a Dark Lord Episode 1, Tides of Fate, has definitely conspired to massage the collective nostalgia of the gaming community. Borrowing classic graphics from the 16-bit generation and the active time battle systems of old, it invites players on a JRPG journey in which their decisions influence the fate of the land. Developed by Kisareth Studios, the game was made available for $4.49 on June 27th through Desura for the Windows platform. If your electrical bill has recently left you reeling, as mine actually has, it's time to get creative. The future has always been presumed to have some pretty tasty killer energy solutions, so why not send an army of military-grade monkeys to go and take it and bring it back? This is the premise of Size 5's action platformer monkey multiplayer deathmatch game, Gun Monkeys. Everybody loves monkeys, so organize your simian squad and get those monkeys gunning in procedurally generated take of the future, which I can absolutely get behind. Gun Monkeys is available for $9.99 through Steam on Mac and Windows and was released on the 28th of June. Let's face it, most games seem content with sending you laterally off to some quest, or, God forbid, a quest in 3D space. The classic mobile app Doodle Jump defied all reason by making you move vertically towards your goal. And while I largely see the game as a metaphor for suburban lifestyles, developer Lima Sky has brought the bouncy bundle of mobile joy to the Xbox Kinect. Bounce, jiggle, and jump towards your doodly dreams, making full use of the Kinect's motion controls in this June 28th game release, available for $5 through the Xbox Live Marketplace. Now, it's always seemed to me that there's an underlying S&M mechanic to the enjoyment of roguelikes that I've never fully psychologically explored. There's always something fun, though, about being crushed, mashed, and immolated in myriad ways. Spectra has now rendered their take on the roguelike genre in their June 28th release of Voyage to Farland. Those who have powdered appropriately, eaten their stone soup, and otherwise wandered their Shirans will find a hardcore hack-and-slash offering with little mercy to spare, but at the cost of $2.99, it's also merciful on your wallet and can be acquired for both Windows and Linux through Desura. Even though we've got a long list today, we've got one left to talk about, and that's Dysfunctional Systems Learning to Manage Chaos. While that might sound like a novel you would need to balance your unruly checkbook, all jokes aside, it's the title of Dischan's new visual novel. Being made available on June 28th, the story explores the adventures of Winter Harrison, a utopian heroine who finds herself learning to mediate the troubles in alternate planes of existence. Featuring superb artwork and a truly unique storyline, the game invites players to relax and participate as the story unfolds. Available for $4.99, the game can be purchased through Desura for the Mac, Windows, and Linux platforms. And that is the end of my list, so thank you for joining me here with Pixabyte to take a look at this week's indie releases. My name is Splattercat, and as always, it's my pleasure to lead you through these titles. I hope you'll choose to join us again here at Pixabyte for the best in previews, reviews, and gameplay footage. We'll see you guys next time, and take care out there, everybody.